I just got a communication from a friend of ours who's in the U.S. Air Force. He said that they are being told, at least at his level, to prepare for something big.
They said to get their families ready and just prepare for times without communication, prepare for times that the grid might go down inside the USA, and to take the alerts from the U.S. government seriously.
Now, I said, of course, if we take every alert from the government seriously, well, what position is that going to put us in? And see if it makes sense.
I asked him about the
federal government, the FBI, saying that we are going to experience attacks on infrastructure. He said, absolutely, that's what they are looking out for on a massive scale, and that's what they are hardening for and preparing for inside the U.S. military.
Then I asked him
about the UN's warning, saying that we only had 2 years left to turn the page on what they are calling climate change, which I see as more of a cyclical, earth-wide thing.
He said, well, that's
a little bit more of, you can make your own decisions there.
You need an extra
air conditioner, or if you live in a place that you need to control your environment, then just be smart about it.
So what we are seeing is
people across the government being told to get ready for something big to happen.
This kind of parallels with what we see happening in Sweden and other countries, telling their citizens that they better build bunkers,
they need to get their ability to hunt up, they need to fill their deep freezers, they need to do all these different things. We need to prepare.
How safe really is your neighborhood? You probably don't even know about half the crimes that go on around your neighborhood. But you can check the safety map to see all the police activity nearby. You can even get notifications about all the crime that...
Okay, so there's a lot more to...
First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in his gospel, bro, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. Man, hey, it says, red alert, Air Force warning, get your family ready for war. Hey, this thing is coming quick, you know. This world is a war. This is from Full Spectrum Survival. I actually like his videos because, I mean, he goes into a lot of information. He seems to be update with current events and war and the things that's happening in the world, from economics to, the markets and the banking systems. And, he seems to be full rounded on information that we can extrapolate through the scriptures. He mentioned that Sweden and particular European nations are prompting their citizens to get in bunkers, but you notice that America has not told their citizens to build bunkers or to get in bunkers, because for one thing, most people here can't afford it. Second of all, the American government do not care about the citizens. Okay, they don't give a shit about you, man. Okay, and you Americans, you're gonna get caught out there. All right, this is why you got celebrities and these big multi-billion-dollar stockbrokers and these Fortune 500 company CEOs, they're moving stocks to offshore accounts, and they're moving across seas and building bunkers in Switzerland and parts of the UK and, different parts of Europe, because, it's clearly understandable that America is going to get pelted by missiles. And you can build bunkers here, but eventually those bunkers won't hold, because this place is going to get obliterated with thermonuclear missiles, man. Okay, so, yeah, man, war is in the air. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai is getting ready to make his return. We understand that there are a few prophecies that must come to pass first. But as I've always said, as well as other brothers, I believe tensions will already be on war levels before the MOTB is passed. So therefore, when the MOTB is instituted via global economic collapse, because they're talking about banks going down and bank runs, and the dollar is getting weaker by the day, man. These different countries like BRICS nations, OPEC nations, when you understand the state of the US dollar, it will collapse. Okay, and it's going to be more of a controlled collapse, a controlled demolition, because by the US dollar being a central reserve currency, I mean, they have to collapse it, because if they don't collapse it, then inflation is just going to continue to rise, no matter if it is the currency of the world or not. So, yeah, man, once the currency collapses, or once they pull the plug on a dollar and institute the digital MOTB, then you better believe that sooner than later missiles will fly, because of the global markets failing, which will bring in war. Okay, so I'm going to play a little bit of this. And by the way, Fair Use Act, I make no money for this video. This is just for reporting purposes through prophetic lens, through the Holy Bible. We don't make profiting. We're not selling it. We're not doing anything of that nature under fair use. So I'm gonna play a couple more minutes of the video, and we're gonna get a couple of precepts, and we're gonna let the ball roll. So here we go.
This story, then they're actually telling you. Recently, we saw a massive data center catch on fire in Virginia. We saw emergency teams rush to the area in massive amounts. They were calling the teams out from all local environments. This was just miles from Washington, D.C. They say that the fire looks like it was started by a ruptured gas line, but there's a concern it was sabotage. BlackRock's CEO has said, quote, I don't think inflation will get back to the 2% target anytime soon. He also spoke on interest rate cuts. Now, they have lied to us every step of the way, saying that the prices are going to come down, the cost of homes going to get less. They're just lying no matter what they do. So here we go. This is a little bit of breaking news. The United States of America is drafting sanctions at this moment to cut off Chinese banks from the global financial system. China has issued a little bit of rhetoric over this already, and they've said that we will not stand for this as China. They've said that this is a red line that the USA must not cross, and that the USA is cutting its own head off because Russia, China, the BRICS nations, they're going to bring into this world a currency that is backed by real precious metals, unlike the United States dollar, which is only backed by the U.S. military. Now, don't
petrodollar because they hide it, but it's backed by the military, meaning they bully you into accepting it. And China don't need America. Honestly, China owns 95% of or greater. They own everything here is made in China. Damn near, from your shoes, your clothes, your appliance, everything is made overseas. So basically, America, they're cutting themselves off at the neck, man. And this is why chaos is getting ready to ensue in the streets. All right. So anyway, we're in a time of war. Okay, war drums are beating. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is gathering these nations, man. You got certain countries in Europe talking about bringing back a draft. France was talking about, they said only how that we're gonna have peace in that region of the East is if they go to war with Iran and Russia, man. They said it. They said, look, we're gonna have to rid the East of these people, and you know they're I believe France is part of the EU. Let me double check that. Let me be sure. I don't want to give out misleading information behind that. All right, so let me double check. Is France in NATO? I think it may be part of NATO. Okay. So it's part of NATO. So they're a partner with America's NATO founding member countries were Belgium, Canada, Denmark, France, Iceland, Italy, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, the United Kingdom, and the United States. So those are part of NATO. Okay. I thought they were part of the EU, but they're part of NATO, which in my opinion, same fucking difference. But regardless, they're part of NATO. So Salakia for that. But yeah, man. So war drums are in the air. So this is the book of Mark 13. And I'm going to start at verses. Let's start at verses 7. It says, and when ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled. It says, for such things must needs be, but the end should not be yet. Okay. It says, for nation shall rise against king. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There should be earthquakes in diverse places, and there should be famines and troubles, and all these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay. This is why tensions around the world are increasing, because they understand that America is spearheading the global conflict, man. Okay. And the thing of it is, they're spreading their military out hella thin. You know, you're fighting wars on several fronts. You got army bases set up in over 100 goddamn countries, just occupying lands that you don't even need to be there, and people are catching on to it. Okay. Same thing with the occupation of Syria. You don't have no business in Syria. Syria was a sovereign zone, you know, before you created no-fly, or what they call a flower zone, or like no-fly zones. How can you set up a no-fly zone over a society that ain't yours? And this is why you devils are going to get jacked up out here, man. Straight up. All right. But anyway, going back to the precept, it says, for nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there should be earthquakes in diverse places, and there should be famines and troubles, and these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay, we're in the beginning of sorrows, and things are going to escalate. Okay, tensions are building up. Crime is increasing. Love for one another is growing cold. People are literally being put to death in the streets. Crime is going up. Hey, last video, a 66-year-old woman got drugged in the street. Gun pulled on her, man, in downtown Chicago. So, you know, it behooves brothers not to be in downtown Chicago at an unexpected time unless, you know, you're with a group of brothers, man. You know, but that's neither here nor there. But regardless of it, it's getting pretty feisty out here, man. All right. Let me see. What is this book? I think it's in Jeremiah 9. Maybe Jeremiah 12. Flames, fire. No. Confused. Noise. Isaiah 9:5. Bingo. That's what I was looking for. So it reads, it says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. Like, you know, you look at those old 300 movies and you go into the battle of the Philistines. People lost limbs, you know, they lost heads. The Maccabean Wars, you lose fingers, you lose you lose body parts. But it says, but this should be with burning and fuel of fire, okay? Meaning this next coming world's war. And that's exactly what it means, the world at war, okay? Because not only are you going to have tensions among these major nations as far as engaging in nuclear conflict, you're going to have skirmishes and wars among the people in your society, okay? You're going to have a totally breakdown of society when people are pretty much, it's going to be civil war in the streets of America, okay? People are going to be putting each other to death in the streets for the one of all things, for resources, man, okay? So this is the time we're in. It's getting real grimy. All right, Joel 3, and I'm going to start at verses 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentile, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near and let them come up, okay? And this is what we're talking about in this video. So let's play a couple more minutes of this. Then we'll finish off that Joel. And if the Spirit, you know, compels more precepts to come out, then we would do so forth. But for the meantime, let's play a couple more minutes of the video, then we'll end it.
Don't get me wrong, the U.S. is one of the best fighting forces on the entire planet, but we're run by administrations who don't want to go to war except for their own means and needs. Donald Trump has said that
with Coinbase, you can earn cryptocurrency just by learning in 6 simple steps. Create
time to reclaim our.
You know what, man? I'm sick and tired of this fucking YouTube app too, man. You know, I remember back in the day, they didn't used to do this. This shit just got out of hand. I wish the Lord just bring a famine of the word already. You know, because there is a famine of hearing the word, but I can't wait till the Most High shuts down these platforms, man. You know, because enough is enough. You people ain't gonna repent. Okay, we believe the elect is sealed, so it's just a matter of time before the Lord shuts down this app, man. Because I believe at the presidential election, they're talking about banning TikTok in the United States. So we'll see how that goes, but.
Once great institutions of education from the radical left is here. Let me tell you, we have seen some institutionalized issues happen. The UK is set to become the largest military force in all of Europe. The Prime Minister to Britain has pledged to put the UK defense industry on a new wartime footing. This is not a vague aspiration, they say. We have a clear plan of what we will need to do and how we will pay for it. A plan that makes the United Kingdom by far the largest defense power in Europe and second largest in all of NATO. So when you see all of the chess pieces moving around, you can start to begin to build your own puzzle. And you know, just like a puzzle that you lay out on your table, the picture doesn't become more apparent until more pieces get put down and locked into place. That's what we have with Russia against NATO, them moving their nuclear weapons over to Belarus, them moving their nuclear weapons and abilities over to Finland's border, Sweden, Finland, Germany, Poland, all these countries saying they're gearing up for a wider European war. China and Taiwan are popping off. Israel's becoming a stain on all of the Middle East, according to Western powers and Middle Eastern governments. This is setting up to be the World War. Not just World War III, but the World War.
The war to end all wars, man. This shit finna go down, man. We're there. Yahweh Shai is getting ready to come back to this Yahweh Shemi Hawashai forsaken the planet, man, and restore order. But we gonna have to go through the straight gate, man. We going through it, but we gonna have to go through it a little more before it all said and done. But I'm reading comments, and people are dumb. It says filling the freezer will end up in a rotting mess if the grid is down. Generators will bleed your fuel supply, trying to keep the freezers running. You run a freezer on solar, bury a deep freezer under 2 feet of soil. Temps will always be much cooler than the surface and above freezing. Jake ain't got the means to do this shit, man. Like, what nigga, got solar power outside of Jakes that live in the country? Jake ain't got no solar power, man. Jake stays in apartments. Jake stays in lofts, condos, and if Jake managed to have a house, they're completely on the grid. So I don't understand. Look, at the end of the day, it's going to boil down to if you got faith or not. And these people on there talking that prep and shit, you motherfuckers ain't got no faith, man. Okay, you people getting ready to be taken out. Every last one of you. Okay, the Lord is finna pave way and pave the way for the elect to make it to the other side. Because this thing is like really buckling down. All right. Let's go here. Revelation 11, and I'm gonna start at 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly. Okay, the third woe is talking about World War III. He said the war of all wars, the war to end all wars. They said like if World War III was fought with nuclear weapons, World War IV would be fought with sticks and stones, because World War III is literally going to send its place back to the Stone Age. At least the West, man. Okay, the West is going to be totally obliterated. And people say, well, how can y'all survive war when you're going to have a fallout shelter? Well, you're going to understand ain't nothing in America is going to be, the fallout zone is going to be over here. Okay, nothing is going to be able to inhabit this place for a long time. And when they speak about the desert creatures and the Satire should dance here, the doleful creatures should dwell in the dragons, and that's going to be after a long period of time, man, okay? It's going to be after a long, long period of time, because this place is going to burn for a long time, okay? Now, they say, what about pollution on other sides of the world? Yeah, there may be pollution in other places of the world, but for one thing, we're going to have spiritual power. And for one thing, it ain't nothing for the Lord to purify the air, okay? Fire is the ultimate cleansing agent. So, yeah, there will be pockets of radiation here on this side of the world, but ain't nobody going to be over here. Okay, this place is going to be totally dark. It's going to look like that scene from The Matrix, and Morpheus showed them. Neo, he said the world, how it looks today after the war with AI. He said when they scorched the sky, meaning that they donated a weapon. It was completely dark, man. It was like a nuclear winter over here. And that's what it's going to be like in Babylon. So when you look at this place on the map, it's going to be like a total blotch of darkness, man. It's going to be totally different, and good for this place. This place needs to be taken out and the people in it. All right. And it says, and the 7th angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his anointed, and he shall reign forever and ever, man. Okay. Because we're in the time of our Lord setting up the kingdom of heaven. All right. So it says here, Joel 3:10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, and say, like the weak say, I am strong. Assemble you yourselves, and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come, O down, O Yahweh. And let the heathen be wakened, as he mentioned. Okay, North Korea, China, Russia, those are heathens, man. Small hats. And come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about. Okay, so this is the Lord's judgment. And we going to be out of here in a little bit, brothers. Just hold on. Stay prayed up, keep the faith, and just hold on, man, and the Lord is going to guide us through. But I'm going to end it here, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim and Yahweh Shai. Lord's will you will edify until the next lesson. Shalom.